Welcome to the Villains Lounge. Hey, I'd like to welcome all you ladies and gentlemen and boys and girls and all the super villains to the Villains Lounge. And I am the Three Counts resident supervillain, the Dark Lord himself, the Dark Goat, Damien Fatale. And I am here with my co-anchor today. He is that way.
The only Graves that matters. And
And
don't you forget it.
There you go. There you go. So we're going to start with tonight's news. Tonight's news, it's been a very eventful, interesting weekend. So the Wrestling Observer Awards dropped this past weekend, and I'm only going to mention the only two awards that matter, and that is Booker and Promoter of the Year, because they were won by my homeboys, Tony Khan. Not Tony Khan, Nick Khan. Ooh, wrong
Oh,
Khan.
look at you.
Wrong
Look at
Khan.
you.
I forgot he won that last year, didn't he?
That's your boy now, huh?
No,
Yes, he
no,
won
it's
that last
not.
year.
But he did win
Well,
that last year. I'm getting
you
mixed
just
up.
said it was.
But my boy Nick Khan winning Promoter of the Year, and yeah, I totally messed that up. Oh well. And my boy Paul Levesque winning Booker of the Year, whereas Mr. Khan, I think he came in second place.
Tony?
Yeah,
I think so.
the second place that he came in. I mean, he won a bunch of other awards, so good for you, but you didn't win those, so ha 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 ha.
What was show of the year?
Show of the year was let's see. Where this is a long ass fucking list because it's mixed with wrestling and MMA.
Oh, you went.
Best major wrestling show was Revolution.
Oh,
Worst was Crown Jewel. The
that's
worst
interesting.
TV announcer is Booker T. Ooh. But the best is Excalibur.
I like Booker T on commentary.
I do too. But Excalibur I can't stand. I feel like it should be the
I'm
other way
not an
around.
Excalibur guy.
Yeah, fuck Excalibur. I said it. Hold on. What did you want to be? The best show?
Yeah, best show. What was show of the year?
Shit. Let's see. Worst promotion of the year is NWA.
Wow.
Oh, worst match is Bray Wyatt versus LA Knight.
Oh, was that the pitch black match?
I think so.
Okay.
They even had something with worst disgusting promotional tactic award. I didn't even think that was a thing. The
That's
worst
a mouthful
television,
in itself.
right? The worst television show is NWA Power.
Ouch.
Yeah, I don't see the actual best like show besides like pay-per-view.
That's kind of what I was leaning towards. What was the best pay
Oh,
per view?
they sang Revolution last year.
Okay. And they're saying Crown Jewel was the worst.
Yes.
I can agree with that as the worst.
Yeah, it wasn't that great. All right, so yeah, now moving forward. Sorry, we took 3 minutes on that bullshit. All right,
Wow.
so yay, WWE. Booker and promotion and promoter of the year. um, there's a story that's going out there that the news reporters around the state have been hitting up female wrestling talent in WWE, asking if there was any potential abuse by anybody in the company. So they're doing some digging from my understanding. It's I'm not sure how much of a fact that is, but I mean, let's be honest, I wouldn't be surprised, right?
I
Everything
mean, at
that's
this
going
point,
on. So that's been going on. So I reported earlier in the week that Tony cut a deal with CMLL, and then there was like rumor that basically no Mexican wrestling talent when CMLL wrestlers are on could be booked. But then I heard a rebuttal that that wasn't true. It just couldn't be Triple A or anybody other than the wrestlers that are signed, particularly to Planned Parenthood. However, um, there's more news that has come out
You're horrible.
that it's true. So basically, this fool made a deal with CMLL to put their wrestlers on the show, and when they're on the show and booked, not even his own luchadors can be booked on the same show. The last time it happened was circumstance, mistake, just happened. But yeah, not going to happen anymore.
Would the last time be the Pentagon incident you're referring to?
No, so Commander did a run in, I believe, and that
Okay,
was just the circumstances one off thing. That's it.
okay, because I read something about Pentagon getting off the Jericho cruise and hanging around thinking that he was booked for one of the AEW shows, but it turned out that wasn't even the case. Like apparently they had somebody from CMLL on there, and
That might be true. That might where all this story kind of stems from too, as well. The
yeah,
Commander incident was just like people were like, "Oh, well, Commander was on the show where CMLL guys were on." It was like, well, that kind of was like a one-off special occasion that will never happen again, basically, from what I
okay.
gathered. So, yeah, that's a thing. And then, so, uh, the reason for Hangman Page's uh injury angle was basically because he might actually miss Revolution because of personal issues. So they decided to throw that out there as a precaution and just in the case.
That would give us our 1-on-1 that everybody's been hoping for instead of the triple
Yeah.
threat.
Or you could have just let Swerve beat fucking Hangman and let that nigga not be in the goddamn main event.
Nope,
Not needed.
I didn't.
So,
I don't think so neither. But
yeah, Tony, you're an idiot. All right, so I'm gonna run down the TNA Impact results from February 22nd, 2024. And why did I say 2023? I must have been stoned. All right, so Chris Sabin versus Jason Hatch. Sabin went over. Mustafa Ali had a video package. I heard that was really good. The System cut a promo. Simon Gotch wrestled Jack Price and got the W. Steve McLean and Trent Seven went 1-on-1, and Steve McLean got the W. Eric Young faced Big Damo. From my
oh,
understanding, making his like first appearance, and but Young got that W. Ash by Elegance made her debut to face Savannah Thorne, and Ash by Elegance got that W.
nice.
Then we had a match between two members of the System, and they faced the Time Splitters, and or actually, I think it was all three members of the System. It was versus the Time Splitters, and they had Kevin Knight on their team, which is I believe the brother of Soraya.
I believe so. Yes.
So, but yeah, the System got the W on that one. So that was the main event for Impact. I heard it was a really good show. I'm gonna go back and check it. So that's why I'm not giving it a rating yet, but I'm pretty sure it's at least a 2.5, 3 for a full show. It's got to be pretty decent because they always do great. So it was good. It seemed like it was a pretty good match, and Mustafa Ali being on there, and you got Nick Namath, and they got a good roster. They really do have a really solid fucking roster on both ends. So yeah, that's good. That's good for them. So I guess let's get into the Friday Night SmackDown. This is the go home
Friday
show to
night.
Elimination Chamber, which I will review on Monday. Um, but yes, so this is for 2/23/24. Like I said, the go home show to Elimination Chamber. So, um, They did what, a video package kind of running down the elimination chamber, showing all 12 contestants, and I think like a little bit of whatever else was going on. But
Yeah.
we
Yeah.
did, yeah. So then we got into a match between Liv Morgan and Tiffany Stratton, two participants in the chamber. And yeah, like I said, dude, Tiffany, I'm a Tiffany fan. What can I say? I'm a Liv fan too, but I don't know. I'm just a on board Tiffany fan. And again, smooth, crisp, clean. Her and Liv killed it.
They did kill it. Stratton looks good. It's like she looks better every single week that we see her on TV. Like she's putting in the work and it's amazing. And Liv Morgan obviously speaks for herself. She's amazing in the ring
Exactly.
as well.
So I gave this one 2.5.
That is exactly what I gave it as well.
All right, cool, 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 cool. Nice, nice, nice. Um, I know that what Drew had a backstage segment and then ran into Bobby.
Yes, after Stratton and Liv Morgan, we had Drew McIntyre talking about how the Elimination Chamber was his last chance to write his redemption story and get to WrestleMania. Bobby Lashley cuts him off, and we get him laughing at Drew, reminding him how he beat him at WrestleMania. And I, I, I honestly, I like the interaction between Drew and Bobby Lashley. I feel like it probably could have been done without. I gave it 1.5 to be honest.
I don't know about that. It wasn't like something spectacular.
Yeah,
I feel like the men's chamber was a little different from the women, where he may have had a few people that wanted to face Seth, but really it was just Drew.
yeah. Uh, it's so it's weird for me because I'm trying to figure out, is Bobby heel? Is Bobby face? Is he like? It's so hard to determine what he is right now.
Well, I think he's faced because of was it the Final Testament?
Okay, that makes sense then. Uh so yeah, I gave that 1.5 axe handles. Moving on after that, you had a Bloodline video package, recapping Jimmy beating Jay down on Raw and costing
No,
him
that was
the
great.
Intercontinental title. Uh, After that video package, we see Jimmy and Roman backstage in their locker room, kind of bullshitting about who called the play, and Roman announces that he was the one who called it, and Jimmy executed it flawlessly. Uh, After that, you see the wise man pop up, and Roman requests the presence of Grayson Waller. Me personally, I I always like seeing the backstage Roman segments.
They're good.
Uh, I gave it 2.5. He
No, no, definitely 2.5. Um, you did forget something. There was a package that aired that I just thought was so fucking hilarious. But I'm also looking forward to the tag team.
Oh, I
Um,
know it.
Cedric Alexander and Ashante the Adonis. I'm looking
Yep.
forward to them as a tag team. That
Yeah,
that vignette was hilarious.
that was the most hysterical vignette. Uh, I put that one right up there with Pretty Deadly using the Queen in their
Yeah,
vignette.
yeah,
That
that
for
was good.
me, the fashion show was just hysterical. Uh, that was a 1.5 2 axe handle segment for me.
Yeah, definitely, 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 definitely. And I believe after the Tribal Chief segment, we got the debut of Braun
Brian
Breaker
Breaker and
versus Dante Chan,
Done.
who I just remember was fighting side by side of Xia Li in NXT.
That is right.
Dude, that kid is talented. He made Braun Breaker look amazing.
He made Braun Breaker look amazing, but at the same time, Braun Breaker made sure that Dante Chen had a 33 and one third chance of winning that match, and it you knew it was going to be a squash match from the moment they even skipped Chen's entrance.
Right?
Uh Braun Breaker, man, I love everything I see from him.
From
I
day one.
Yeah.
From day one.
The fact
I
that
was
you got this man clocked at running the ropes at 25 miles an hour is impressive. That alone should tell you something
all the
special
time.
about him.
All the time.
Uh it being a squash match though, I would like to see his matches go a little longer in the future, and I'm sure I will. I gave this one axe handle.
It was a squash match. I gave
Yeah.
it 1.5. It was a squash match. Um, the thing is, in NXT, Braun definitely works more.
Oh
I
yeah.
don't think he's really had a squash match in NXT actually in a while.
Yeah, it's been at least a hot minute.
Yeah, so no, he's definitely going to mix it up with some of the big guys. It
And
was a
it's going to be great to watch.
yeah, it was a great introduction.
Not to interrupt our breakdown of SmackDown real quick, but I have a slight question referring to Braun. Would you bring Baron Corbin up and have him and Braun go at it 1-on-1?
You could, but I feel like no, because Baron is doing such great work down in
He's
NXT.
doing amazing work in NXT.
I don't want him to go just yet. So no, I
Yeah.
wouldn't do that.
Moving on from that segment or from that squash match, we go backstage again with a segment uh that I kind of caught the tail end of this. This was when I was grabbing a drink.
Right.
I know it leads to New Catch Republic and JD and Tom and Nick Mysterio.
There was like a couple of segments. So there was a Judgment Day segment backstage.
Okay.
They were like basically hyping up the tag title match at the Elimination Chamber and for the match later on in that night. Um, and then I know there was like a quick beatdown too
Yeah.
for that with Legado del Fantasma. Oh, I almost screwed that one up. They attacked. Was it Joaquin Wild and what's the other one?
Man, I'm gonna.
I can't remember his name because they changed it.
Yeah.
Okay, those two,
Yep.
and
Of
then
LWO.
yeah, basically LWO. And then
Uh.
Carlito kind of ran them off.
Yeah. Uh.
Um,
We
yeah,
had
we
that
got
happen. We.
yep.
Uh.
Something else
Go ahead.
happened. But
That was when we also saw Dakota Kai getting carried back
that was
to
it.
medical for what we later learned was damage control jumping her.
Right.
I don't know how. I don't trust Dakota Kai,
It's really, really iffy.
but we'll have to see how that plays out.
It's true. So then you got the New Catch Republic versus the Judgment Day members of Dirty Dom and JD McDonough. It was a really good match.
This was match of the night for me.
I
This
can see that.
was. I love tag team wrestling. It is just something about it. I love it. I beg for more tag team wrestling. Wholeheartedly, 100%. I stand behind this being a 3 3/4 to 4 star, four axe handle match. Like I would, if you like tag team wrestling, I would look for this match.
Okay. I gave it 3. It was very fun. I was watching it when we were doing the debate show. I
Okay,
caught like some of it before, but it was like the end I missed.
okay.
But I enjoyed it. It was really good. It was really, really good. Really, 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 really good.
Of
So
course,
they,
after you get done in Bates over JD and Dom, out come Finn and good old Damian Priest to
yes,
jump
they do,
down to catch Republic,
and as they should.
and they beat the shit out of them.
No, it was good to build their match.
It was good to build their match, and I feel like it needed it. I feel like if any match on the Elimination Chamber card wasn't really built enough, I think it was that one.
Yeah, because they just kind of won a number one contendership instead of it being DIY, who they have history with more.
Exactly.
So yeah, it was a good way, like you said, to build some tension.
Yeah. So after that match, I believe we went backstage again
We did. Um,
with
I believe
I believe that was Austin Theory, Mr. Logan Paul, and
Grayson Waller,
Grayson Waller. That was them three talking, and KO Kevin Owens interrupts him and begs Logan Paul to bring the brass knuckles to Australia,
and
just so his dumbass would get arrested at the immigration section when you come into a different country. I don't know because I don't fly.
it's the airport. It's
Yeah.
customs.
Okay, customs. That's what it is. Like I said, I don't fly, so
It's okay.
um, of course that was a good segment. You also got Paul Heyman who cut in and decided to commandeer Mr. Grayson Waller, informing him that the tribal chief wanted to see him. All three of them had the perfect opportunity to jump KO, and they all realized that they missed it.
They did.
This was
Uh,
good, but as my rating has always been and shall always stay, anything Logan Paul is negative 1 million axe handles for me.
I'm gonna give it two. I'll do it a half just because you're giving it negative.
Realistically, it was a decent segment backstage.
You know, it
Uh
was. It served its purpose.
it did.
Um, we had the Street Profits versus the Authors of Pain.
This also wasn't bad. Like
I was surprised.
I was
I was
very
expecting to
surprised with
be
this.
just a straight up massacre.
I just thought it was going to be straight up shit. Like I just it's
One,
very
the
rare
profits can
that
work. The profits can work. The profits can work. AOP work really good when they're either A, just dominating, or B, they're up against a team that knows what the fuck they're doing.
yeah.
Like AOP's really like Authors of Pain is a really good tag team. I was so sad when they got released the first time. And I'm kind of iffy about where they're at now.
They
But
are a good tag team versus where they were when they first showed up. But like I've always stood by, it's really really hard if you are A, tall, and B, a bigger person, to get people to get behind your matches. And Authors of Pain are both big fucking dudes. Let's
they
be
are.
serious, they're not little.
It's
but
not by a long shot.
but this wasn't bad. Like they both looked good. I think the Street Profits look like the Street Profits always do, and they look good.
Yeah,
I
I
gave this
gave
2 3/4.
I gave it two. It was
Okay.
good. It's a really good, solid tag match. And then, so our main event, which I was actually looking forward to this, which was LA Knight versus Drew McIntyre. And see, all right, see, now I'm getting ready. I know right now I've bitched and complained about this, but I'm okay with a DQ finish if it makes fucking sense.
Yeah.
These are two
I
guys in
knew,
elimination chamber. You do not want to hurt either one.
I knew this was gonna end in just wild haberdashery.
It makes sense.
It
They're in the
does.
freaking elimination chamber. It makes sense that everybody in the match is going to come out eventually. You know what I mean? Or at the end, it's going to cause a bunch of problems. Like it's building the freaking 6-man elimination chamber match.
It really did. It really did. You had Drew come out and have his match. You had Logan Paul come out and decide that he wanted to sit commentary. And you had KO jump in from the crowd. Like, it just, you knew what was going to happen. We see this all the time. It
It's
was
wrestling.
nothing. It was nothing new.
Yeah.
But at the same time, it wasn't bad.
No, it was a fun match. I
It
think LA
was.
Knight and Drew had a nice little fun match. They didn't have to go all crazy, all out. It was a good
No.
main event. It made both men look great. At the end of it, it made all 6 men look viable and great. So I gave it 2.
Yeah, that's what I gave it. I gave it 2.
And then
I
for a go home, I think it's like a 3 total.
For the overall of the show.
Yeah, overall the show, I think it's like a 3
The
total.
overall of the show, I gave it 2.5 to 3 axe handles.
Yeah. So it was definitely a decent go home. It had some build. It's wrestling. Like, not everything everybody's gonna love and like, but like for me, it was solid. It was a solid show.
It's what you can expect from premium live events going forward with us being on the road to WrestleMania. Is they're going to do everything they can to protect people like Cody and
Yeah.
Drew and Seth and Becky. So you're going to see a lot more backstage and so on and so forth with these go home shows. So
We got to keep them healthy, dude. They
yeah,
gotta make
of course,
Mania. That's important. So like now that Mania is dang near set, like, yeah, you're right. We're gonna see more backstage, more little brawls. Nothing too crazy for them to a little off matches and that ends in, like, haberdashery.
exactly.
So, but hey, that was the Villains Lounge. So I appreciate everybody sticking with us. We do have another watch along this Sunday coming up.
Which one's
You get
this?
you get to see me bitch and complain about Revolution.
Oh, here we go.
Sting
Oh man.
retiring, the Bucks. Ooh, it's gonna be interesting.
Oh
Ooh,
man.
we'll see how mad Tony Khan can make me.
Oh.
So, make sure you check that out. Of
Oh,
course.
I'm definitely tuning into that, and
uh,
so should you.
of course, we got the Now Entering the Ring, so check those out. Chaz and Friends, and or Red Dog and Friends, and or Damien and Friends. Check it out. Go back. Go watch it. Wherever you listen to your podcast, watch your podcast. We're there. We're on it. See all the socials and all that. Yeah, like, hit us up. Infinite Plus Network. Hit us up. Like, buy our shit. And if you don't, I will come after you. I don't think you want that. So, thank
Nobody
you for
wants.
listening. Exactly. So, thank you for listening, and we will see you tomorrow night. Peace. Welcome to the Villains Lounge.